How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of mystery beer, courtesy my boy Ryan from Michigan. He sent off a box of beers, a couple Two Tree beers in there, and there was a mystery beer in there. And it is a dark beer. I wouldn't say it's a big beer. My initial reaction isn't some gargantuan, huge stout. It's more of like a soft, portery kind of vibe. That could change. But knee-jerk reaction, that's what I'm getting. Epically wrapped mystery beer. Like, apparently I have to unwrap it in sequence here. I got a 1, a 2, and then a 3. I don't know what's going on, but I dig it. I mean, just from a distance. Relatively low ABV porter, stout, even Cascadian dark ale, something along those lines. Has that soft kind of just north of khaki, south of malt ball colored head, about a pinky finger now, dissipated from about index finger's worth. It's got this kind of rich brown color, but I could definitely glean a bit of light and nothing overly crazy, kind of dark or heavy on the bottom there. So, yeah. Let's see if we can get a nose. Chocolate, Nutella more than chocolate. There's this roasty component to it that comes off very, very nutty, but not overly sweet. When I say chocolate, it's more of, like I said, the Nutella, but undersweetened version. So a little bit of semi-sweet chocolate, a little bit of baker's chocolate, a little bit of kind of freshly ground almond kind of nuttiness to it. Almost, it could be hazelnut too. Doesn't smell like a big beer. There's some added sweetness to it. I don't think it's maple syrup or anything. It's like a brown sugariness. That could just be a sweeter malt. But, I mean, based off of the nose and just, I'm thinking we're dealing right around 6.5%, 7% of a robust porter. Let's put it that way. At least on the nose. Let's dive in. Cheers. I might even go lower. Yeah, this is somebody's nut brown porter. Yeah, like a nutty porter. I might have to make a decision here. I'm going to make a decision on this. I think this is non-alcoholic. I think this is a non-alcoholic beer. If it is, it's really, really well made. The reason why I say it's non-alcoholic is there is no alcohol whatsoever in this beer, perceptually. No alcohol, a big roasted component, comes off dry, not overly sweet. And a lot of these kind of non-alcoholic beers tend to have this flatness and the sweetness. It's like an unfermented, it's like there's a sweetness, but it wasn't part of the brewing process kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it properly. And the carbonation's usually a little bit different. It's not a bad beverage, man. It definitely has these nice roast components to it. Comes off robust. Definitely has those porter kind of vibes. On the nose, it definitely comes off as a nice, robust, nutty kind of porter. Once you get in that taste, it's still tasty. Still fun, but there's just no alcohol whatsoever on it. So I'm going to call this some breweries 0.05% or less. Or is it 0.5% or less? I forget what the non-alcoholic beers are. Non-alcoholic robust porter. Honestly, that's what I'm getting here. So I got a 1. And this is, I think this is, it just says pulled down. I don't know if I could do that. Well, I'm trying to do the third one first, so. There's that. And there's that. That's pretty easy. What do we have here? Dark Czech Lager. It has ABVs. 4.9%, man. This has no perceptual alcohol whatsoever. Crispy boy with a little toast and a little roast. Easy drinker. This is Cru de Rux from City Built. This is a brewery that he actually sent me off. Man, I could have sworn this is a non-alcoholic beer, but a tasty one. I don't think that's a negative. I just think it comes off very, very light in alcohol. I'm still flabbergasted this is even close to 5, let alone 3. And you know what the poopiest part about doing mystery beers? It's not getting stuff wrong. I'm okay with getting stuff wrong. It's fixating on things. I got so fixated on this, whether or not it was a non-alcoholic versus an alcoholic beer. I failed to really explain the beer and talk about what I was getting on the beer, even though I mentioned bits and pieces here and there, and that's kind of the poopy part about it. So, they call this dark Czech lager. I do not agree with that whatsoever. It's probably a little bit more towards Schwarzbier, if anything, but even then, that it's got a decent bittering on it. It's got a roasty, toasty, super nutty malt, and that mouthfeel is soft and creamy. We call it a crispy boy. I mean, it finishes crisp and clean, but it does have a fluffiness to it that comes off very much like a porter. I would have sworn, if this was alcoholic or not alcoholic, I was calling it a porter. I was never going to call this a Czech dark lager or even like a Schwarzbier. It does have bitterness to kind of get to the Schwarzbier, both on a bittering malt and both on the hoppy side of things. But, I mean, it's a tasty beverage, and that's the thing. Like, I guess he would say, me kind of guessing that this is a non-alcoholic beer can be construed as a negative. Like, it's like, oh, okay, it's not that good of a beer. I don't think so. It's just that I liked it. I thought it was a tasty beverage. It just had this lack of alcohol to it that I called my shot. I was wrong. It happens. Now I'm excited to try the other beers that he sent off from this brewery, because this is what they're doing. I mean, it's clean. You get the lager vibe off of this, but that mouthfeel makes it more of a porter for me. Yeah, fun beer nonetheless. Thank you very much, Ryan, for sending this off. Mystery beers are the best. So let's talk about this beer. Is it one of the better Czech dark lagers I've had as late? It's still worthy of being in conversation, but I would just shift it to a different category. It's a tasty beverage. The lack of alcohol, not an issue. You kind of want that at this low ABV level, but I mean, it came off so soft and so neutral. I don't know if that's a negative or not. Value and availability on this, no idea. Michigan peeps, Ryan, let me know what's what, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like super crushable, drinkable, malt forward beers, you like them crisp, clean, as far as well-madeness, but you want a little bit of softer mouthfeel, this is definitely going to do you. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. massabeers@gmail.com or matt@massabeers.com. That's where you email me if you ever want to send off mystery beers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of mystery beers yourself. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.